Me, Nesser! Hey, it's me, Nesser. Welcome to Nesser Pod. This is where I dive a little deeper into some of my guests' lives. Sometimes we dive a little too deep, other times we stay on the surface vibing. Either way, come along on this journey. I hope you enjoy this episode. But okay, back to what we were saying, yeah? About Cork.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it was. It was like, things were allowed to run because you, man, had the monopoly on information. Not you.
You give us too much credit.
No, because I'm not from there.
Neither am I.
Bro, don't even chat. Maybe,
shit.
Maybe not you, yeah.
All right.
Reckon the place, so yeah.
Swear, boys. It's the Dutch gold. Wait, we're hardly recording now, are we?
Yeah, we're recording. Just
No way, we are.
I'm
For fuck's sake, lad.
Anyway.
I thought you didn't want to talk about the Cork. Okay,
yeah, obviously not in detail, but just in
okay.
general. Moving to a new place, yeah,
Yeah.
by
Uh-huh.
yourself.
Yes.
By yourself, yeah. And people were just allowed to run convo. And I came back to Cork after that.
Yeah.
And then people are telling me things that I supposedly did. I said, nah, there has to be another Vanessa Aguana because it actually is not me.
Yeah.
And then I had to tell people, like, even, I can't even name names now because niggas thing is going. But it's like, I was just different. You man just coming at me.
I think, well, okay, because it was you, because you were in the mid, like it was about you and it was about like allegations. Allegedly, you know what I mean?
Things there.
So I can see why you are very. It's deep.
It's not. Do you get
it's
me?
not that deep.
It's deep.
It
But
was
it's
deep
not.
at that moment.
Bro, I was vexed.
Yeah.
I was
Because
like, me.
fam, this is us in fucking what, second year of college. No.
First year of college. This is my first year of college. You kind of repeated a couple of years of college.
Hey,
yeah?
listen, I am a repeat offender.
But you've graduated now.
Of course.
Where did you graduate in? The same thing.
Yeah, of course.
Was
the
it
same thing.
chemistry something?
Analytical and pharmachem, yeah.
So what are you So what are you gonna do with that?
What do you mean work, bitch? As a scientist.
Not bitch, but
Okay, what would you prefer? What terms of endearment would you prefer?
Vanessa.
No problem.
What was I gonna say? But like, okay, so like, are you working in a pharma company right now?
I was during the pandemic.
Okay.
But then I'm taking the months off. Like the next two, like I took May and June off.
Okay.
To comedy.
Yeah.
To pursue that because
All
that's
right, let's go in then. Talk to me. How the hell did you end up here?
What do you mean here?
You've always been a funny person, but I'm not even gonna lie. I laughed at you more times than I was laughing with you.
With me. That's crazy. That's why I'm doing stand-up now.
Okay.
To figure out I kind of attack
Are you funny or are you just funny?
I don't know. I'm figuring it out now.
So chat to me about stand-up comedy because a lot of people are funny, but I think I can make a couple of people laugh in it.
Of course you can. You are very bubbly. But with me, right now, I don't know.
I said I'm different.
Yeah. I genuinely don't know.
So okay, when you stand up and chat, like what do you do? How do you prepare for that?
How do I prepare?
Yeah.
Good question. I like that one. How do I prepare? I prepare different type of ways. Like I'm so new to it. I don't want to like sound like I've been doing it for years. I'm only doing it a year and a bit, minus the pandemic, like ends the podcast shit as well. But it's something that I went to knowing that, as you said, I'm funny, right? I was like, okay. I was really depressed at the stage. Like,
yeah.
I was funny. I was not doing anything with it. I was just funny to the same group of guys in the same room, smoking weed, getting high. I was like, okay, why don't they just try and give it to other people and see how they like it? And it's been going well at the moment, but like for me, it's not like a career choice straight away because I'm not Kevin Hart, like, you know what I mean? I'm not even getting paid for it. Right now, it's just free gigs.
But you're doing comedy clubs like nearly every weekend. But you enjoy it,
I do enjoy it, but it takes away from my real life, hence the job shit. Do you know what I mean? And like living with my African parent, like she's single. She's a single mother. We had this talk yesterday. She was like, so Seheed, like, what are you gonna be doing? Like, because I was trying to explain to her, like, I don't mind working for like 6 months in the year to save money so I'm allowed to do comedy during the summer. Yeah, during that kind of way. But she didn't understand that part. So that's why.
How is that feasible though? So if you're working,
I don't like working basically.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah. But like, how are you gonna keep coming back every 6 months?
What do you mean coming back to where?
So
work.
If you work for 6 months and then go
I see myself as a mercenary when it comes to this work and shit. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like I am up for the highest bidder to do the work.
So you're a slave. That's what it sounds like. What kind of noise is that?
It's slave for 6 months so I can
just
be free for 3 months.
Anything you
No, farmer shit. Like, come on. That's where the money is. Farmer.
Oh,
pharmaceutical company.
So
shit.
like with your
My degree.
with your field, you're
Yeah,
able to do that.
yeah, with my degree. Hence why I stuck to it for so long. You know,
Okay.
we talk about repeating.
Yeah.
Because I was like, there's money in this shit, and the money I can get from this can help me, you know,
Live your
pursue
life.
my passions, like,
Yeah.
or whatever it is. So that's why I kind of persevered and stayed resilient through the college shit, because I know like what it is and make my mom happy as well.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of way. So it's like 2 for 1. But now it's like the difficulty for me, because I'm like, okay, what am I doing for myself now? What is there? You know, but like still figuring it out basically.
Yeah.
That's
As
my
we all
answer.
are.
Still figuring it out.
Chat
Still figuring it out.
to me about the depressing stuff.
Oh, fam.
like I remember we had a brief conversation a couple of years ago, and
Yeah.
it kind of shocked me, you know. But
Really?
like now, as I grow up, I realize that some of the funniest, most outgoing people definitely do go through some
Yeah.
kind of mental toughness, like, and have to build that resilience to be
Resilience.
able to be funny. Your resilience, you've built up a lot because you now are in dark comedy. So there
do you
must,
mean?
like, to have a dark sense of humor.
Yeah.
You almost, I think that you need to have gone through some stuff. Be able to
Oh.
live through it
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
able to
yeah.
laugh about some dark stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yes, of course. As being Nigerian, it's depressing enough as it is. do you know?
Ratted.
Because we talk about dark stuff. That's like when, like, living in Nigeria is when I got like most of my dark shit.
Yeah.
Like, as 5 years old, my mom and my dad and my sisters left me there in Nigeria. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like
Man didn't say migrate, emigrated,
Yeah.
left as a refugee, just left you, yeah?
they left me
Mad.
at 5 years old. That's what it felt like.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
of
And I have a
course.
kind of Dutch, and hence I'm drinking Dutch cold on the fucking podcast. Freaking at 5 years old, they left me. They migrated to Ireland,
Yeah.
you know. But I didn't understand what it was. So since then, I grew up with my grandparents. So I grew up with a lot of older people. So they always like brought me around. But once I left them and I came to Ireland, it just hit me all at once. Like, you know, culture shock, all that kind of shit. And leading up to like going to college and then trying to find out what I'm good at.
Yeah.
What's the crack with me? Why am I different? Talking
Yeah.
about difference and what makes me unique and all that kind of shit. Trying to figure it out. So like on 2019, I was listening to some podcasts. Listening to Nesser. It's been Nesser podcast. I was listening to some podcasts.
Now, Nesser Pod?
Okay. Rebrand. Rebrand. Freaking, I listened to some like podcasts. There was like a lot of comedians there, and they were talking about like it's called Quotas Full. There were like a lot of British stand-up comedians, and they were talking about like lack of diversity because they were like they've been in the thing for a long time and they weren't being diverse. But like their stories were just interesting, and I was like, fam, I'm living in Cork. All I do is go to college, fagbo, chill with my friends. You know what I mean? You know, just get high. Just
I knew that
enjoy.
was coming somewhere.
That's what fagbo is, man.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You know that now. You know, I'm teaching you. So yeah, that kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, my mom didn't bring me here to just do this. Do you know what I mean? I was like, okay, granted, she just brought me here for college. That's part of it. You know what I mean? College is done now. What do I want to do? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna make the lads laugh and then
Make the lads laugh.
go and make people laugh.
Yeah.
White people laugh. But like, yeah, that's it really.
How do you feel when you do that?
When I do what?
Make people laugh, do these shows? Because I mean, if you're saying that
Depends.
you were looking for a sense of identity, sense of belonging somewhere, and then you now stumbled upon this, so it must make you feel a certain way for you to.
The first time I did it was in a room. Excuse me. You know, ground floor.
Yeah.
You know, they do like an open mic there on Mondays. It was a room full of like 16-year-old kids. It was my first time. They did an open mic. So I was like, do you know what? This is the first, like, that's what I love about that place. It was like the first place where we hung out, all that kind of shit. Oh, can I curse on this?
You've been cursing?
Have I? That was the first time in my head where I was like, can I curse? But yeah, that space, talking about facilities, like that facility was there. So I went up, talking to a bunch of 16-year-old about like my porno experience. The first time I was watching porn, and it didn't go down well. Do you know what I mean? There was like a lot of depressed kids. Like I didn't read the room, sha. But then I got a chance to go to another where I do it now, the Coco Comedy Club upstairs in the Roundy. If you're in Cork, go check it out. And that's my plug there. So the shameless plug, lads. But they were great. They have like an open mic there as well. And I was just chatting, man. Yeah. And afterwards, the adrenaline, man.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I love this
Yeah, the
I was
feedback.
walking,
from the crowd,
I was walking to the boss. I was listening to Skepta, like one of his from Konnichiwa album. I was so gassed, man.
Yeah.
I wanted to kill everybody.
I'm screaming.
I'm serious, man. The amount of, I was like, I can do whatever.
Yeah.
Then pandemic hits. I'm like, okay, depressed. What am I going to do again now? But I moved out with my friends, which was good, which was very, very fucking good. I feel like I'm talking too much now, but like, yeah.
You really haven't answered the question, but
I know,
you kind
that's
of
what I'm
did.
saying. So what was the question again?
First I asked you about depression, and then I asked
I don't
you
want to talk about depression.
That's fine, let's leave it then. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Talking about comedy, right?
Yeah.
And
Let's keep it light.
in the sense of what you said about talking about your porn experience not going down with 16-year-olds, I'm guessing that went down in the comedy club. So when you look at comedians like you've mentioned, Kevin Hart, talk about Dave Chappelle, I don't know any more white people, but like, do you get me? Yeah. Like, I mainly listen to like black comedians back to Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
What is it about comedy that you feel like you can be extra in the sense where something that was inappropriate is now appropriate in a different setting?
I like that one. I like that question.
Thank you.
It's like an art, isn't it? You know, me, let's say right now, like there's even some things that like in my head I wouldn't be able to say. But like when you're up there, it's like freedom of speech and all that kind of shit. So depends on the crowd as well.
I was gonna say, is it really freedom of speech? So taking it back to Dave Chappelle, we've seen and we've heard in the last probably, I would like to say maybe 5 years, more recently with Dave Chappelle than anybody, because obviously him talking about like the LGBTQ plus community, where freedom of speech really isn't freedom. Freedom of speech is not freedom of consequences.
Of course.
So is it something that we should allow freedom of speech if we're going to allow freedom of consequences? Or do you feel, as somebody who started in comedy, that there is a limit on what you can speak about?
Ooh, there's no limit on what you can speak about.
Do you personally
feel
that there's a...
there is a limit on what I can speak about.
Why is that?
Thank you. Because there's one joke recently that I'm working on where it's about like talking about racism. I don't know. Sometimes the spirit just hits me. Yeah, I just want to talk about racism. And then I realize I'm in a room full of white people. Then I'm like, I can't.
Have you tried a racist joke before?
What do you mean a racist joke at them?
No, have you tried a joke speaking about racism before?
Have I tried
in those? Because obviously it's a setting in Cork.
It's little.
How's it gone?
It's good. Depends how it is. Like there's one I talk about like my experience in primary school. Do you know where we're like, it's not racism. It's just like different as well. You know, that's where it's different. So I'm like, okay, how do I make it more palatable to these people? That's where I'm at. I haven't tried a racist joke per se.
Yeah.
I haven't like sat down to say, I want to talk about racism.
Okay. And that's what you're working on currently that you don't think is going to work in Cork?
Yes. Like,
I hear you.
I don't know how to do it yet. That's like, once I'm ready, I know.
Do you find that obviously different comedians have different ways of doing things? Like there's people who, like Kevin Hart, who mainly uses himself as a butt of a joke, or his family members, their experiences, and somebody who's somewhat like, I want to say, politically ambiguous at times with regards to Dave Chappelle, where he likes to be ambiguous until the end and he makes his kill.
I won't lie, yeah.
Who do you think you would like? Because for me, there's probably more.
More. That's what I'm saying. Those two guys,
not like you at all.
I like Dave Chappelle because of his sketch show.
Yeah,
that's one thing I like about him. But these days I don't like listening to it. Like all those two guys, I feel like they've gone far. But like there's obviously you can learn from them. But I wouldn't say any of my style. I'm still figuring it out. As I said before, I'm still trying to know what I'm comfortable with and what I'm not comfortable with. So
what have you tried so far? So in the sense that you don't know your style, what have you at least done so far?
What do you mean by that?
So you may not know what type of comedian you are.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But what are the examples of what you
tried my style right now.
Yeah.
My style right now, my ethos right now is have fun. And if I have like any ideas I want to talk about, I throw.
So give an example.
Of an idea that
No, give me an example of a joke that you've ran, or like types of jokes. So is it things that come up in your daily life? Is it conversations that you've had from your friends?
You're looking for specifics. I won't be able to tell you my joke now.
You don't need to tell me the joke, but
you're talking about the premise.
So where does it come from? What's your muse?
Thank you. The world depends on my day. Okay. Depends on my. I like to be kind of off the cuff. I like to be freestyle. I like to basically me try to have a bit of my sense of like weirdness and eccentricness, you know, that kind of way. So some days I wear like a funny hat, something I think would be funny, just to like make myself like less nervous or whatever. What kind of shit do I try? I just try go up there. I don't know, just do whatever the spirit tells me, man. Right now I'm just going off vibes.
Yeah.
I'm just going off vibes. I'm not like critical. I'm not too overcritical, because whenever I try to like write, I end up writing stories.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, let me just go up there, have a bit of fun and chill out.
See where
Do other shit, like do podcasting, try and like see what other like comedic muscles I can work on before like major.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Chat to me about the reception of a black comedian in Cork. How is that?
They love it. They love it. The audience member love it. But me, I don't love it personally.
Wait, so the audience do
They do like
you
it.
well?
They do receive me well, because it's different. You know,
Yeah.
you're just seeing four fucking white guys, four white women, whatever.
Yeah.
And you're seeing somebody different. You want to like see what you can get from them. You know, like, anyway. So yeah, it is different. But that's why I'm not too sure. That's why I'm a bit like in the
Do they
middle
like you
now.
for the wrong reasons?
That's what I want to find out.
Yeah.
You know, if I was to have a superpower, this is one thing I do talk about, is to know when white people say nigger.
Yeah.
I just like to know. I don't want to like, just so I know, like, because you know, you see some of them, they're laughing with you. I'm like, you're a racist. Yeah, like, do you know what I mean?
Whoa.
Yeah. Oh, is that cursing?
That was a lot of words. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Continue though.
Oh, boy, it's freedom of speech.
Freedom of consequences.
What's the consequence there? You tell me what the consequences is.
I'm taking consequences on that, but carry on.
No,
It's
I feel
okay.
bad. No, I feel bad.
Don't
But it's
feel
okay.
bad, innit?
It's okay.
You already know. Okay, you already
Why
know.
do you feel consequences about that?
No, it's not even that. You already know the type of person I am and the way like I move in it.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit stiff at times.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
So that's why that rubbed me the wrong
Listen,
way.
I'm after 2 cans of Dutch Cold.
Yeah,
I'm far
yeah,
from stiff.
yeah.
I'm letting it flow, man.
That's grand.
But that would be my superpower.
Yeah.
That would be like, that's something I'd like to know. But like, you could say that is my insecurities at the moment of like maybe not knowing. But I was saying to Ronn earlier, I would like to see more black people doing this shit.
Yeah.
Just so I know how good I am.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of way.
That's what I'm saying. I've never seen anybody else, any other black person like do stand-up comedy in Ireland. And
There's
it's
a few.
I'm not saying that there's not. I don't know them.
No, that's
You
what
get me?
I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad. Thank
There's
you.
a guy back in 2015, Reginald the Hunter. There is Sean Iwosa, who's living in Dublin now. And then there's Fabudi.
That's not a comedian. That's a terrorist.
Okay, we're not going there. Fabudi, I love you.
Okay.
That's me ass licking. That's me licking ass there because I want him on my podcast too. We need to talk, fam.
Yeah.
I
no.
saw him on Dongo's podcast.
Yeah. Do you want
to leave that off?
to? Nah. Let's go in.
Yeah, we can leave it off.
What do you? No, it's fine. What do you think of that as comedy? As somebody who does comedy, what do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think of that style of comedy?
It set the bar for me. That's why I don't like him. He set the bar of like expectations for what people expect. Do you know what I mean?
Black person.
From a black person. So I feel like that's why it goes back to what I'm saying about like I don't know if they like me for me or they just like me for like the idea.
Just like dancing.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Just fucking But as long as if it's for me or whatever, I know what I put out there, so it's okay. But like,
and I think like, not trying to touch on anybody else's content, but like, that was the whole point of that conversation. Dongo is my guy, but obviously that conversation could have gone different ways and different people felt different ways about it.
I was like,
But I think for certain people, I think the notion of someone like Fabuji doing the type of comedy that he does is that it sets the standard of how people perceive us. And that's why it's so hard to like it, because it may be funny in its entirety. As a black person, we laugh at that objectively. And we see that as funny. But we don't know why they're laughing at it. Especially when it plays on a lot of stereotypes that we already have. And is making more stereotypes that I didn't even know fucking existed. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, all right, cool, you're funny in that, but like allow, like, do you know what I mean? It's like those TikTokers that make jokes around women all the time. Okay, if we take that out of you now, what's your bag?
What's the bag? Thank you. That's me. I want to understand what my bag is. So, but I'm figuring it out because I grew up here. So, which is something I have other than that Fabudi doesn't have. Let's say, for an example, which many other people do have, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, that's one of my USP. Like, I grew up here. I drink Dutch Gold. I'm one of the Seheeds. You know, that kind of way. But I'm still Nigerian at heart. So, it's just like finding the balance. One thing my mom always said, like, is like, it's okay to like do what these Oyinbo people do. It's all right. But as long as you can implement some of your own like fucking, what's it called? Oh, Jesus.
Culture.
Thank you.
Continues.
I said fucking.
At this stage, it's
yeah.
calm.
Lads, I curse a lot. That's good. Yeah. Do you beep?
No.
Okay, because if you do too much beeping,
it's not the F word that was the problem.
What was the problem?
It was the NC effing in one. In one little.
I get you.
In one little pack.
I had to squeeze it all in.
Literally there. I said, what is going on?
I get you. All right.
But sorry, your mom was talking about.
Yeah, so like it's that's something I have now, like where I can like be Nigerian as much as I want, and then be a bit Irish if I want to be. So it's like perfect.
But that's allowed. I literally was at a conference today.
But it wasn't allowed. It wasn't allowed for a while.
Yeah.
For a while it wasn't.
Was it not allowed or was it not known? Did we know that we were both? Did we know
we
that
didn't
we
know.
could? And that's the thing.
I like that.
I don't think that anybody said that we couldn't.
Yeah.
I think that we didn't know that it was possible to.
I like that one. Do
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's the sense where, like, someone said today at this talk that I had, like in my house, how many people said in this house you're in Nigeria, outside you're in Ireland? Obviously, I'm outside, innit? Like, we outside, so what do you actually want from me? But I hear you in that sense of identity and stuff, and I'm not even sure if you're going to want to talk about it because it might lead to the mental health and stuff. But
go on.
How have you dealt with that? Because you seem to have moved here at a quite older age than other people.
Came here when I was 9.
That's not too bad.
So I don't know.
You're not a plain fob, like, do you know what I mean?
I'm not.
But like, why do you feel like you still struggle with the identity thing?
I wouldn't say I struggle like that anymore, but there's still a bit like working in the lab now.
Yeah.
You know, I have to like figure it out. Sometimes I introduce myself as a Cork person, like Corkonian, and I'm from Cork. But people don't buy that. They're like, you're black, right?
Where are you really
from? Like, so it's like annoying. So maybe I'll just be like Nigeria, and then sorry, I'm chewing loud. Sorry. I'm just gonna swallow this.
That's what she said. But
and I can't say cunt. Fuck. What did you ask me there? Sorry, I got distracted there.
I was saying that.
Oh yeah.
So
the identity.
Yeah.
I still don't remember the question.
Anyway, talk to me about code switching and work for you. Because it's someone who thrives as being themselves.
Yeah.
How do you feel about being in a space that you yourself may not always be appropriate for that work environment?
Yeah.
Or deemed appropriate?
Appropriate, yeah. It's more of like, the only, like, it's not like my behavior in work. It's more of like my language. You know, the way I was like cursing there.
Yeah.
That's something I really need to curb. Because that's a Cork thing. That's what I grew up with. People just saying effing and blinding wherever they can.
Yeah.
But even like, just like attitude, like talking, I go to the pub. What did they want to do that I can't do? Do you know what I'm saying? I go to the pub, I go out, I go session. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So on that part, I don't feel like it's really code switching. It's more like me knowing what I like.
Yeah.
I like the sesh. I like hanging out. I hang out with my white friends. I hang out with black people. Like, and that's one thing that made it well for me is the friends I had in college.
Yeah.
So there's a group of lads that I met, Skitsy boys. Shout outs to you guys. Like, where it was integrated. And we don't even know how. It was one international Nigerian student who brought us all together.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So we had like lads from Kilkenny, like, do you know, different, like, what's the word? Diversity in like my friend group. And there was like people from the LGBT. Before that, I wouldn't be LGBT conscious. I wouldn't give a fuck. But when there was like a friend of mine in that situation, didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was like, yo, this is it now. I'm like, I got to know. I was gonna say, like, I got to know myself a bit more, basically, and like know what I'm comfortable with. So there's certain like white people who I'm not comfortable with, and certain black people who I'm definitely not comfortable with.
You must have definitely.
Yeah, definitely. There's certain.
Why is that? Because the assumption is that it should be the other way around.
Yes, thank you. And I was suckered in for a long time in that assumption of like, oh, I have to be with my people first.
Yeah.
It's the people who want me I'm going to be with.
Yeah.
I'm not going for people just because of my skin anymore. That's like, I guess I just beat racism in my head as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Ballon d'Or.
Thank you. I receive it. In a sense, like, but doesn't mean other people can't be racist to me, blah, blah, blah. But that's something I had to like consciously like say like, yo, I'm living in this island. Do you remember when we used to go to Athlone for partying for so long for college? When
I wasn't here.
You weren't there, but like, okay, there's a time where Athlone was like the popping place. And there was one day in my bed in Cork, I was just realizing, I was crying. This was when I was crying. I was like, what's going on? Niggas just leave. I was feeling like depressed. And I was just thinking like, okay, we're black people here. We want to do something in this country. But every time we're always in the same bubble. Like, do you know what I mean? We're not like trying to
diversify.
Yeah, meet with these people and try and like make them understand. I guess some of them won't understand, but the fact that we're in the same bubble for so long means like, what are we doing? Like, do you know what I mean? The people who are the top boys and the cool kids you're not the cool kid in the island. You're the cool kid in your community. Yeah. Okay, how do you grow that community from being Africans, blacks, whatever, to Irish, you know, that kind of way. And people weren't doing that. And that's why I give people like you credit. Because the shit you were doing when we were in Cork together doing college, I didn't get it because you had white friends from Waterford. You had like you were part of it. You were yourself. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I didn't understand like how to be yourself.
Can I just say something? Well, you guys traumatized me, by the way.
Of course.
Because in many ways,
Cork boys, huh?
In many ways,
not bad.
In many ways.
Yeah, go on.
But the first way was highlighting that I was not black enough.
Yeah.
So you and Alex came to my house.
That's so funny.
Looking to eat.
Yeah.
And I was playing football.
Yeah.
I was on the weirdest diet ever. Like I think I was eating like couscous and mackerel or something.
Exactly. It was couscous. I remember in your kitchen.
And you guys would always come to my house thinking to eat, and we would go to that other girl's house to eat because she would sit there because one thing my mother did not send me to do is to come to college to cook for people that I don't know.
That's all right.
Yeah.
That's
she was in the kitchen cooking and I don't mind me till I ate.
Exactly.
But what yous are not gonna do is come to my house and be asking me to cook for you after I've just come from class and played in football. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But you guys came, laughed at the food, looked at the fridge. I'm pretty sure this is the first time you've been in my house.
I remember that.
You guys, I called my mom after you left.
Did you really?
Bro, I said, Mom.
Oh my God.
I said, Mom, I need Maggie right now. Because I didn't cook with Maggie.
Yes.
So high blood pressure and obesity.
No. You should be thanking us.
No, I was beating high blood pressure and obesity.
I was with you earlier, but you should be thanking us. Should be thanking us. Because if we didn't slag you then, how long would you not have Maggie in your food now? Your future husband now, are you gonna marry a black or white fiend? You don't know yet.
I don't know yet.
Just going with vibes?
Vibes.
Yeah. If it's a black fiend, are you gonna use Maggie?
Of course.
There you go. I know. We taught you. So when you're using Maggie with him, tell him this is thanks to Alex.
I called my mom.
Apologies
It's
for that.
It's alright. Like it needed like this. The thing where you were saying that you felt like you had to be with your own. I was accepted so long by white people that I didn't know my own. And it wasn't until I came to college I was like, you guys are pretty cool, isn't it? But I don't feel comfortable because it's like you expect me to do things that I'm not gonna do.
You should have said that.
How am I gonna say that? I didn't know what it was.
You should have said that.
I didn't know what it was, one, and I liked hanging out with you guys. Like you guys were a lot more fun. Do you know what I mean? Random stuff like me, I'm here to study and do well. A1. You guys are literally hanging out in the library, being loud as hell.
Why do you think I repeated so much? I love the fuckery.
You didn't even go to our college.
I swear.
I went to UCC, you went to CIT.
There's a reason why CIT felt like a prison, but you continue.
Bro, I remember the one time that I came to CIT, and I was like, yo, this is fun. Nobody's doing anything. Nobody's in class.
You don't want to go to class.
Like 10 a.m., you're telling me nobody has class.
You don't want to go to class.
But like, it was like what you were saying in the sense where choosing your people, but like, or you've moved the other way because you've been so engrossed and saturated by black people. But for so long, I wasn't, that it felt the opposite for me.
For you, okay.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I hear you in the sense of integration. This is so funny because this is the conversation we had at the conference today or the forum. Integration is both ways. You have to be accepted and you have to be accepting. So
yes.
there has to be a balance, and it's like, okay, cool. Maybe they're not going to Allo, maybe they're going to Keno and Cork. What if they go to Cork now and they're not letting them in? Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of these things, a lot of times when we're saturating around people that look like us, it's a trauma response from being rejected. It's not like, obviously people want to be accepted everywhere they go, just like you're being accepted by white people. It just turns out that they're white.
Don't say it like that.
It's just because you're being, just because you're being a coon.
I knew it. See? It sounds coonish.
Just because you're being a coon. No, I'm joking. But I think they just They just ended up being white. Do you get me? But they ended up being people that you connect with on a different level. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know about the race, black and white thing. I think we can go into this deeper and we can go into it forever.
Like, I'm cool with every race, innit?
Yeah.
Because of the way I am. So are you.
But you've also had experience. You've also had good experience with multiple races. Do you know what I mean?
I suppose,
growing up in Cork and Waterford, and these Dublin people can chat and they can say whatever they want,
boys.
yeah?
We're actually from Munster, kid. We're actually Munster, right? Come here. Yeah? That's the province, boy. Fuck the fucking lenses.
There's a different...
Bullshit.
Just leave it. It's alright. They know my name at this stage. Right? But there's a difference in living in a smaller place. You get to be accepted a lot quicker than you do in a place when you have a melting pot. Because the second you have a melting pot, everybody, not just black people, everybody is going to run to something that's more comfortable.
For them.
And away from running, institutions create spaces where those people have to run from. It's like Balbergen and Blanche, for example. They were easy to get to and cheaper housing from Mosney.
From Mosney. So, the direct position place. Okay.
So a lot of people, those were their options coming out. Very little people ventured outside of those areas.
Side.
So obviously there's a part where the accepting and acceptance where, okay, black people should be more should try and be accepting, but were they accepted into other places? If someone went into, I don't know, fucking Aylesbury Road, which is where all the presidential, what's it called?
Dublin?
Yeah, it's basically where the American embassy is. Like those are one of like the most expensive houses in Ireland, Dublin as well. If a black person said they wanted to live there, what is the likelihood that someone from the direct provision is gonna be accepted in that place if they could afford it, and two, feel comfortable in that place after they've afforded it. Do you know what I mean? So all of these conversations, they're never really like as straightforward as we think they are. It's always like, integrate, be integrated.
Okay, I get you.
What you mean, boy? Do you know what I mean? So it's like,
I get you now,
sometimes people just don't want to, people just don't care to. But I believe that a lot of people are just as open. I think more people are open-minded but fearful than it is that they don't care or they don't want to be there. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing in racism in Ireland. I feel like people want to interact with other people. One, they might not know how, and two, they also might have a trauma response. Do you get me? Just like black people may have a trauma response. Everybody else can have a trauma response. Do you get me? It's not always as simple as.
Do you know what's annoying me now?
Like,
you know when we're talking about having white friends,
Yeah. Cool.
Fuck you.
Okay.
Because I called you that before as well, so it's okay.
Really?
It hurts.
I don't remember that.
It just hurts hearing them back to me.
Yeah.
But it's alright.
When you guys are eating your pounded jam and that.
It, boy. You were eating couscous and mackerel. What the fuck, bro?
6-pack gang, yeah.
No, get away from me. But leave it. Let's just leave that. But yeah, with the white friend, sometimes one thing I hear lately is like, white people can't be racist. I hate that when I hear that from white friends.
Wait, white people can't be racist?
Yeah, because whenever I'm talking or whatever, like I do a podcast and all that shit. Yeah. You know? So I have people on, blah, blah. We were talking, and one of them was, white people can't be racist, and that just annoyed me.
How?
I mean, no. White people can't have the effect of racism.
No,
on
black
them.
people can't be racist. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
I was gonna say like racism is around white people.
Black people can't be racist to white people.
Okay.
And I hate that.
But they can't.
Really?
Yes. Because
I'm the coon?
No.
Let's go. Why can't they?
Okay, so the term racism is not just color. It's not just treating someone like your color badly. Okay. It has to do with power structures. It has to do with influence. Okay. That is something that a lot of people that is something that the black community, whatever, don't have as much of.
In the diaspora,
and we can talk about
back Africa. Home as well. You want to say back home as well?
We can talk. That's a different.
Let's do the diaspora.
Yeah, let's do we have enough issues in it. But the reason why they can't be quote unquote racist is because the term racist is defined in a specific way. Black people can be discriminative to white people. Racism is a type of discrimination. It's a specific discrimination. Okay. So when you're saying it, it's not that the sentiment is wrong. It's a definition that's wrong.
Okay.
So black people can be wrong
Racist, yeah.
in their actions to white people. We can be discriminative in our actions to white people. Do you know what I mean? But we cannot be racist because of what the
definition
terminology
of racism is.
Exactly.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's very finicky, but it has to be because of how powerful racism is.
But I hate it. I love it when I hear it from you.
Okay, thank you.
Powerful black woman. You go, sister. But I hate it when I hear it from like my.
It's
German
not because they use it as an excuse.
Yeah.
Exactly. It shouldn't be used as an excuse.
shouldn't be as an excuse.
The reason why it cannot be used in that term is because if you say black people can be racist to white people, you take away the strength of racism. And it's not just about your skin color.
Say that again, please.
If you say that black people
Yeah.
can be racist towards white people, you take away the strength of racism. So you diminish our experiences. Because if I'm discriminatory to a white person, that a lot of the times is an individual interaction.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
It doesn't go further than one person. Yes.
But a white person being racist to me has the potential to change the lives of so many other people.
Go on. Why is that?
Because of the power structure that already exists in our society.
Yeah.
So you don't believe that there's a different power structure versus like white people in society versus black people. In general, not every individual.
Okay.
Because me as an individual.
Me as an individual as well.
Exactly. Me as an individual,
Yeah.
I come from a certain background. I'm in a different social economic class. So my effect versus a certain white person, there's certain white people that I may have more power than in society. Do you get me? But
you need to own it.
Yeah. But that's me.
Own it.
Thank you. That's me individually. But black people,
I suppose
as a whole, have a different social
economic background
status than white people universally.
I hate that. I hate that the world is like that. But listen, this is meant to, yeah.
But that's why that exists. Do you get me? And by saying, me just not liking you because of your skin color, diminishes what racism actually is.
Yes, okay.
Racism is not always just white people being mean to black people. It's a social construct.
Like the Japanese versus like the Filipino. Back in the day.
Something like that.
Yeah,
because racism extends past Ireland.
Yes,
it extends past you can go to Africa or African countries and still experience racism in your own country because of the power structures that exist in the world.
Okay. That's fair.
Excuse me.
That's fair.
And that's why I don't agree with you. Yeah. But carry on in what you were saying.
I just hate hearing it from you've explained it well to me now.
But people using it as an excuse.
Yeah, and I just don't like it when white people say it. You know what I mean? I'm like
black people say it.
No, when white people say that.
White people
have said to me that they can't be like black people can't be racist to them.
And what's their explanation?
There's like the power structure, all that kind of shit. But it just sounds weird.
Oh, from them, they're
in my ear.
Just like we're using it as an excuse, they're using it as like
don't worry, you can't be racist to me.
Can't touch me.
But I'm like, nigga, I want to be racist to you. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes away the power. It takes away power from me because I want to be a bit of a biggest, but God's working on all of us.
Whoa.
Yeah. Do you think that was real? What I just said there, that I want to be a bit of a biggest.
It
sounded real.
Yeah, I hear you because I know you.
Yeah.
Disclaimer, he's joking.
It's comedy, hey.
But yeah, what else is going on with y'all?
With me?
Yeah.
Why? I actually don't know why. Yeah. What else is going on with me? I'm in Dublin today, which is fucking mad.
Yeah.
What else? Fucking single as fuck. It's disgusting.
Yeah. How's the dating?
Dating is shit, but I got on Tinder recently.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm oversharing, but I'm about to say Tinder is alright. I think I'm going to marry a black woman.
Okay, that's good. It took you a while to kind of come to that conclusion.
It's only because my mom and sister used to hate white women.
I'm screaming. Your mom didn't really like me either, did she?
Hey, she could smell the waterford off you. She could smell the waterford off you. You're like, she's not really black. No, I'm joking. Yeah.
Nah, a lot of Yoruba moms don't really like me too.
Yeah, you're too bubbly.
I'm just yeah,
you're too you.
I'm just me, you know. Like, I'm just like, yo, hello, auntie. Is that it? I'm like, what you want me to do?
Oh, you're meant to play.
I did.
You do that?
Funny story. Yeah. Just met my ex's mom.
Yeah.
Not like now, but met my ex's mom like in front of everyone at his birthday. Okay. Happened to me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, give me that.
What did you do? You did like this.
What's that, bro?
You're not meant to do that.
What do you mean?
You're a girl. You play.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. So
okay, first of all, it's his fault for not prepping me, first of all. Because we all know who I am. Do you know what I mean?
True.
Yeah? I said,
-1 for that guy.
Bro, I was literally hearing it and I was just like, and then she's like, oh, they were speaking Yoruba anyway, but I could tell that was the relationship conversation.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm facing the girls. Yeah, I'm facing Jamila and Amin, and I'm hearing at the back is like, Nessa. I'm still talking. I said I know that's not my fucking name.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Ness.
They called you.
What do they want from me? Like
They called you.
Yeah, he called me.
Okay.
Turn around. Come here. I was just like, they're just like, this Vanessa. Like I was like, oh, good afternoon, auntie. She goes, is that it?
Yeah.
I looked at him.
No,
I looked at him. I said, bro, that was the best.
You looked at him?
No, I looked at him. I was like,
while the mom was there.
Bro, what there? Like, no, I looked at him and I go.
She said, "That's it."
I said, that's the best I have.
That's what you said.
No,
and the mom heard you.
No, she didn't. But like, I looked at him like that.
Nah. Okay. Like, help me out here, nigga.
Bro, help me.
Yeah, I get you.
Like, do you know what I mean? Because
fuck that guy. But like,
for me, I'd gone the mile. For
you
me,
saying good afternoon, auntie?
Bro, why am I doing that? Who am I bound to?
Then
they didn't teach me that one.
That's what I'm telling you. It's not the person for you.
I'm not even Yoruba.
Of course.
Do you get me?
I know.
And then on top of that, I'm very Nigerian. I'm sorry.
Burn.
So it was a long thing. I looked at him. I was like, yo.
Yeah, substitution.
I gotta go, like, because what is going on here?
Were you embarrassed from that end now?
Bro, I wanted to go home.
Really?
Yeah. If it wasn't his birthday, I would have dipped.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah,
that's really sad. But now you know.
I still don't know what to do.
You said
I'm not doing that.
Then you're not ready to marry a Yoruba guy. Get away from me. I'm not showing you how to cool, man. I'm trying to teach you here. You're saying you're not doing that. You're not ready to learn. Maybe that's why the mother said, "Is that all? Is that it?" Maybe she knew that was it. Yeah. Maybe she was like, "Yeah, that's it. She's like, boyfriend is done. This is not your girlfriend anymore. That's it. That's it, nigga."
Bro,
this is not the one.
It was a trying experience, to be fair, but the Igbo moms love me, so
maybe you know your market now.
Bro, am I marrying the mom or am I marrying the chaplain?
Would you stop? You know where in Nigeria. I just told you that my mom wants me to marry. My mom and sisters want me to marry a black woman. And every time I go, every time I find a new girl, or like I made a new girl outside clubbing or whatever.
She's not black. And
I show them the Instagram, like they're just like, nope.
I feel like you're definitely more into like Asians or something.
I think that's the market I want to tap into. For sure. Nice one, Beck. Go on the boys.
Not tap into.
What do you mean? It's America. I think I'm in Dublin. That's like a great place for it. We don't have that. We don't have that many in Cork.
I'm so sorry.
We actually don't have that many in Cork.
Okay, let's not objectify women like that.
I'm objectifying. Is that objectifying? Teach me.
I don't know, bro. But it sounds a bit techie, innit?
Because I said I wanted to tap into that market. I didn't say tap into them, into the market that they're in.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a buyer. I didn't say them particularly. I'm not trying to tap them.
No,
I would like to see. I'd like to explore. Because I'm tired of just the two races.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Or maybe mixed race people. Filipinos are.
Lovely.
Yeah, just leave it at that.
Yeah, I think that is a great place to end it on. Thank you so much for coming on today. It was a nice catch up and everything.
It was fun. Yeah, I didn't give you your gift.
Yeah, give me my gift.
What the fuck is it?
You have to speak French when you're giving it to me.
Oh, bonjour. Je m'appelle Seheed. Ici, it's me, Nesser.
Un souvenir?
Un souvenir dans le Paris?
Oui.
Oui.
Merci beaucoup.
You can add it to your show.
I love that.
Yeah,
I'll leave it right here.
Well,
if it's not here in the next episode.
I'll be watching. I'll actually be watching. You know I watch all this shit.
Yeah.
Also, before we end, we ended now.
No.
I just want to give a shout out to Vision Labs.
Okay.
Well done to the boys.
Yeah.
As I came in here, as I said, I'm from Cork. And I came in here and the boys, Ronn and Beck, they were like, they're two black themes. I was so surprised. You know what I mean? So surprised, so shocked. Then I had to send it to my friends and like, what are we doing, boys? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, well done, boys.
Apply pressure.
Yeah, that kind of way. Well done, lads. The whole place is great. And thank you, Vanessa, for having me.
No worries. Thanks for listening. If you got through the end of this episode, if you were offended, I'll put Seheed's information in the description. You can talk to him personally. Yeah. Thanks again. See you guys later. Bye.
Cheers. Peace out. See you out.